Hey everyone, Rarity Dash here. Time for another Patreon sponsor, Blind Reaction. And this one comes to you courtesy of Yu-Gi-Oh!, who has requested that I react to another death battle. This time it's Samurai Jack versus Afro Samurai. And yeah, this is a video that I was considering doing just as a normal Sunday fan work video. But I didn't. I kind of held off on it, and now we're doing it as a Patreon video. And before you think, oh, the Patreon requester is getting gypped there, if I would have done this eventually. The thing there is, because of the Patreon request, you're getting it now, and you're getting it with Facecam, which I probably wouldn't have done if I did it as a fan work. So it's, yeah, immediate and probably a better video if you prefer seeing my reactions as opposed to just hearing them. I don't know. I think that's a matter of preference, but yeah. Anyway, yeah, Samurai Jack versus Afro Samurai. Obviously, I saw Samurai Jack. It's a series I reacted to on the channel last year. I mean, if you'll believe that, I held off on ever seeing Samurai Jack until last year. I know it's like a legendary show, but I never was all that interested. And then you guys voted for it in a poll after Season 4 started. And yeah, I went through the whole thing, and it was pretty good. Pretty epic, and just a really fun show. Yeah, Jack was definitely a badass. As for Afro Samurai, I have seen that as well. I saw that back when it came out. It's been a while now, so I don't really remember it very well. Though I do remember, it being very stylish, very cool. It had a lot of visual flair and cool action to it. I don't remember anything about the story. I don't think it was very memorable. It seems to be that I seem to remember that being my takeaway, that it was very much a case of style over substance. But I remember the Afro Samurai definitely was a badass too. I don't remember how badass. I don't really remember how he compares to Jack. I mean, Jack, you have to think he's going to be hard to beat, because yeah, just some of the feats that he managed in that show. It's really pretty incredible. And I'm sure Afro Samurai was pretty similar if I went back and looked at that. But, I mean, just being in the case where Samurai Jack is so much more recent for me, that has to be where I lean right now. But maybe the Death Battle guys will be able to change my mind when they break it all down. So, yeah, let's get started and see if that is the case. Here we go.
This episode is brought to you by Honey.
Honey.
The free shopping tool that automatically finds the best promo codes on the web. So you have the best
I was interested in why we were looking at Domino's,
we use it all the
but
time.
I guess that makes sense.
Right now. Look, I just saved $5 on pizza.
Cool.
There's no reason
cool.
not to add Honey to your browser today. It's free. Just takes 2
Nothing
minutes
better
to
than
install,
saving on
and we'll
pizza.
Save you money.
Click the link below to add Honey to your browser for free.
That's
Or
kind of
go
cool.
to joinhoney.com/battle. That's joinhoney.com/battle.
Screw attack. Death battle.
Among the soldiers of history, the samurai is one of the most prestigious and dangerous.
Let's pit 2 of the best of them in a fight to the death.
Samurai are pretty cool.
Jack, the warrior prince lost in time.
And
I'm interested to see how they do the battle on this one.
cold-blooded
How they animate
motherfucker.
it.
He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons,
Should
armor,
be-
and skills to find out who
should
would
be pretty
win
epic.
A death battle.
Oh. I think I got a flash
Long
of how the
ago,
battle's
in
gonna
a
look.
distant land, Aku, the shape-shifting master of darkness, unleashed an unspeakable evil.
But a foolish samurai warrior
Just
with a
doing the
magic
whole-
sword stepped forth
whole
to
opening
oppose
narration
me.
bit.
I mean him.
Yeah.
And that nameless samurai became known as Jack.
Jack was out.
Jack. Yo, Jack.
Jack was
Jack.
Doesn't really strike fear in your enemies.
Young Jack was the son of a Japanese emperor. who
Yeah,
had
there's no
imprisoned
real
Aku
name.
Years before. However, upon Aku's
Never found
return,
that out.
The emperor and his army were quickly defeated. The last of all hope remained in the hands of his son.
Oh, look how small he is. Well, to prep for beating the snot out of Aku, little Jack traveled the world, training with the best of the best.
Most notably, he learned horseback riding from a sheikh, staff fighting in Africa, wrestling from gladiators, axe throwing from a Russian boyar, mounted combat from the Mongols,
Yeah.
martial arts from Shaolin monks, and
archery from freaking Robin Hood. You know, everyone's favorite talking fuck.
Oh,
Lolly. Wrong, Robin.
That's your opinion.
Okay.
Was exceptional. At just 8 years old, he defended a whole village from a band of marauders.
All before he could even legally drink the good stuff. 17 years later, he was ready for the final boss. He just needed one more thing. His pajamas.
No, his katana.
Yeah.
Katana, pajama, Alfredo. It's all the same.
Sword's a bit more important.
Before Jack could put his training to good use, Aku pulled a bitch move and
Yeah.
sent him hundreds of years into the future.
What a waste. Just like when you spend 4 sleepless years struggling through college and then find out too late that nobody cares about your English major.
I thought you graduated from the
Dexter.
School of Evil Science or something.
Well, you still have to pick a major.
Should have chose a more practical one, Wiz, like mine.
Which is cool
Anyway,
showing
even
Dexter's
though he
laboratory,
was
'cause
trapped in
that was
future,
created by the
Jack
same guy.
stuck to his mission to get back to the past.
Probably why
and
they
take
did that.
Down Aku. And he had the right weapon for the job.
See, Aku cannot be harmed by conventional means. Thus, a special blade was forged by gods from Norse, Egyptian, and Hindu pantheons. This mystic sword is
Odin, Ran,
unbreakable
Vishnu.
and absolutely incorruptible.
And boy, is Jack's katana an extremely effective weapon.
Yeah.
It can absorb and redirect energy, including fire, vaporize beings of evil, and slice through nearly any substance, even adamantium.
The Wolverine super metal? Why is that there?
Probably just coincidental naming, but it is
Yeah.
known to be stronger than steel.
Of course it is. So the sword's pretty awesome, but so is Jack. He's strong enough to push over this giant pillar, tough enough to survive a fall from orbit, and fast enough to defeat 6 bounty hunters in the time it took for 1 drop of water to hit the ground. By timing the drop,
That's a great
this had to
episode.
have taken
That's,
place in about 1/3 of a second. He's like a ninja samurai. Ninja Mirai.
Well, he was.
Actually, he
Yeah.
is trained in ninjutsu, which probably helped when he was forced to dodge beams of sunlight. For this one in particular, it's clear Jack began dodging after the beam was fired. By examining both Jack and the beam's movement frame by frame, we've concluded his highest reaction speeds must be nearly 70% the speed of light.
Damn, that's fast. What can he do? Next thing you'll tell me he has the power to fly or something.
Well, Jack can't fly, but he did learn how to
Jump hard.
Yeah. Which he did.
yes, that. By strapping a giant boulder on his back, which compared to his height we can determine to weigh 39 tons. Jack learned how to leap
Oh,
high
God.
enough to clear these trees.
Crouching tiger, hidden samurai. These trees are pretty big, and this jungle has a bunch of these ugly baboons running around. And if I were a betting man, which I am, I'd say that this
course
is
you
the
are.
African rainforest, where the average tree is about 130 feet tall. Tibbs on Jack from my basketball team. Guy's got hops.
We haven't even mentioned the time he survived several exploding missiles with his friend, the Scotsman.
Yeah.
Why does he look so familiar? Well, I like him.
With so much talent, it was only a matter of time until Jack
Makes
found
sense.
his way home and defeated Aku once and for all. But it took a lot longer than it probably should have. 50 years, in fact.
Yeah, good thing time travel makes you stop aging for some reason. But Jack's a
yeah.
good-hearted soul, like a Boy Scout who hasn't discovered Twitter yet.
He can be pretty gullible when it comes to more devious opponents. Also, he
Great
continues
comparison.
to prolong his lonely journey over and over, just because he frequently puts the needs of others before his own. Still, the forces of evil should watch out for Samurai Jack.
So what do you got, Afro?
Who else wants some?
The stories that surround the 2 sacred headbands are as many as the men who died in their pursuit.
What's so special about some strips of head cloth?
Legend says they were created by the gods, or they can grant the wearer supernatural powers. But in truth, the headbands only bring pain and loss. Such was the case with Afro Samurai.
Wait, did his parents really call him Afro? Talk about setting big expectations.
Yeah.
No, it's a nickname,
Oh.
but even if they did, have you seen his dad? I think they knew what to expect.
Damn, just look at it. Oh, and hey look, he's got the #1 headband.
Here's how this works. The person who wears the number 1 headband is said to rule the world. And
Okay.
the only person who can challenge the number 1 is whoever possesses the number 2. In contrast, anybody can challenge the owner of the number 2 for the right to wear that headband, and thus gain the right to challenge the number 1.
So, like, you just work your way up so that only one guy in the world can challenge you? So where do I get one of these headbands? Then no one will mess with me.
Actually, the opposite would probably happen, which young Afro witnessed firsthand when some freak named Justice showed up with the number 2 and killed his father right in front of him.
Why does this all
Yeah.
happen? You know, I always thought parenting was the hardest thing about being a dad, but at this point, I think it's just actually staying alive if your kid's ever gonna do anything great.
Wow.
Or just sticking around for them.
Despite knowing that he was effectively creating a future challenger, Justice left Afro alone to mourn his loss.
So, of course, Afro swore revenge and started learning swordsmanship under a swordmaster named Swordmaster.
Oh.
Who the hell is naming these?
Through Swordmaster's training of Swordmaster,
Someone who
Afro learned the
appreciates
traditional
simplicity.
samurai fighting styles of Kenjutsu and Kendo.
Kenjutsu is all about how to kill an opponent as fast as possible, while Kendo is more about discipline and being zen and stuff. Naturally, Afro preferred the more kick-ass one.
Yeah.
Right, Swordmaster's goal was to refine Afro's body and mind, instilling upon him a sense of honor, or Bushido. But that didn't quite mesh with Afro's thirst for vengeance.
So when he found out that Swordmaster had the number 2 headband all along, he knew what he had to do.
The moon.
And now he could take down the guy who killed his dad.
Alongside his new friend / burden, Ninja.
Oh, come the f*** on! Where'd this guy come from?
I kind of remember that guy.
Look like shit.
Like the
How you been, man?
comic relief
Not
character.
entirely clear. He's there, but at the same time, not there. Ninja is believed to be the guardian of the number 2 headband, but all he ever really does is talk, and talk some more.
He got arrows and grenades and shit. You ain't got no chance, dude.
Though it's also possible Ninja is simply a figment of Afro's mind, brought about by psychological stress.
You know, I have an imaginary friend.
Aren't you a little old for that?
Not for Al Gundy. He's
Oh.
a gun who also talks to me.
Okay.
Tells me to do stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, let's move
To
on.
be honest, calling Afro a samurai is a bit misleading. He's actually more akin to a ronin, a samurai
Yeah.
with no master. And so, with his swordsmanship perfected, Afro wandered the world searching for justice, carrying an arsenal fit for revenge.
Including his father's sword. This super long blade has lasted through decades of battle without much issue. Perfect for kicking some ass.
He also has a steel comb, which can be a surprisingly effective offensive and defensive tool.
And since he doesn't care about that honor BS, he's not afraid to play dirty by attacking with his sandals.
But while on the road to justice, Afro's number 2 headband attracted all manner of dangerous enemies. Luckily, he's more than capable of dealing with each and every one of them.
He's strong enough to cut other swords in half, throw his sheath through another guy's
Oh.
throat, and even
Yeah?
tear off metal arms.
Pretty impressive, as many modern metals have tensile strength as high as 80,000 pounds per square inch.
Afro is fast enough to cut bullets out of thin air, and even a laser beam.
I should note that it's not a plasma-based beam. It bounces off reflective surfaces, doesn't explode upon contact, and it's literally labeled a laser. This means Afro blocked a beam that moved as fast as light, more than 670 million miles per hour.
Get this, that laser beam came from a robot version of Afro. Talk about metal! This Afro droid could easily smash up a car, and our boy Afro just tore it apart! He's survived getting hit by rockets, including this RPG that fragmented a giant cliff face.
RPG in a backpack.
I think I smell math coming.
This tree nearby
Yeah.
is most likely a Japanese mountain ash, which can sometimes grow as high as 30 feet. With that in mind, we compared its height to the fragmentation.
Sorry, got interrupted there. Let's continue. Here we go.
This RPG that fragmented a giant cliff face.
Yeah.
RPG in a backpack.
I think I smell math coming.
This tree nearby is most likely a Japanese mountain ash, which can sometimes grow as high as 30 feet. With that in mind, we compared its height to the fragmentation created by the explosion, and compare the resulting surface
crazy how they
to
do all
shear
this.
force for granite. With this, we deduce the RPG's highest possible explosive yield must be around 72 tons of TNT.
Wow.
What kind of mega rocket launcher are these guys packing? And where do I get it?
Of
He
course.
stood in his
Of
way,
course.
and Afro didn't get through them all unscathed.
But by the end, he cut down justice, took his revenge in hand, and proved to the world that Afro Samurai is #1.
Why you gotta kill all my men? Why you gotta kill me?
Nothing personal. It's just revenge.
Yeah. That badass voice.
All
Here
right,
we go.
bets are set. Let's end this debate once and for all.
But first, looking at these swords makes me want to sharpen my knives for my Blue Apron meal tonight.
Yeah, I gotta have our, our Blue Apron ad.
By now, you've probably heard of Blue Apron.
Yeah,
the
yeah,
leading
I
meal
think I
delivery
have.
service in the U.S.
But did you know about all the different kinds of delicious foods you can make? Like the honey chipotle glazed chicken with poblano and lime rice.
There's plenty to choose from, since they offer 12 new recipes each week. All you have to do is choose the 2, 3, or 4.
It is cool they
best
offer
to you,
options.
And they deliver it right to your door.
Plus, it's super simple to cook. It's got easy to follow instructions and perfectly proportioned ingredients. They're non-GMO, and the meat has no added hormones. My favorite part is feeling like a master chef.
Who wants to bet the
creative
food
and
doesn't look
delicious
this good,
meals
though?
With my own hands. You guys really need to try it out.
It's pretty nice coming home knowing I'll have a delicious meal I can whip up with ease.
So check out this week's menu and get your first 3 meals free at blueapron.com/battle. That's blueapron.com/battle to get your first 3 meals free. But right now, it's time for a death battle!
All right. Here we go. And definitely looks like we're going more for the Samurai Jack aesthetic here. Which makes sense. It's much, much easier to animate. Oh, and there he is. Samurai versus samurai.
Your sword smells of blood.
Oh.
So does yours.
But probably not as much. I mean, probably more smells of oil. Oh. Well, this is already badass. Oh, and there goes the hat. That tends to happen in Samurai Jack. Oh. Well. Yeah, he doesn't need his eyes. He's proven that before. Not gonna get him like that. Oh. Yeah, Jack's so cool. Oh. Yeah, yeah.
You jump good.
Wow.
Thank you.
Nice. Very, very Jack moment there. But thank you. Oh. Well. And there goes the bridge. That gives Jack a chance to reclaim his sword, yeah. Oh. Well, here we go. It's gonna come down to this, isn't it? One of those classic samurai moments. Oh. And... Oh! Did Jack lose? God. No! Oh, wow. Yeah, that's, yeah, one arm definitely better than two. That gives... Yeah. Jack a chance to follow up on... Oh, God. Now, I don't think Jack would do that. I mean, he's, kind of against killing. Yeah.
So, like, is he gonna get his arm back, or...?
Afro was an
Well, I mean,
exceptional warrior, and his
could
skills
probably
would
get a
absolutely
replacement.
dominate most sword fights. However, Jack has had a lot of experience with opponents who fight dirty, and Afro could not stand
Does
up
come
to
from
his
that
physical
far
superiority.
Yeah,
future with all the
Afro never
robots.
showed strength like how Jack lifted that 39-ton boulder.
Jack could react as fast as 70% the speed of light.
Yeah.
Afro did block that light speed
Yeah.
laser beam, but based on the distance between him and the Afro droid, he only needed to react around 21% the speed of light to do that,
Okay.
still putting him at impressive relativistic speeds, but not even half as quick as Jack.
Also, while Afro survived that mega-sized RPG explosion, don't forget how Jack survived a fall from orbit.
Yeah,
Does
yeah,
say the spacesuit
that was
responsible
pretty
for Jack
incredible.
surviving re-entry.
I
It certainly can't be held solely accountable for the final impact. Starting his descent from the Kármán line, or
Wow.
the boundary between Earth's atmosphere and space, Jack covered a distance of 62 miles in just
Mm-hmm.
under 7 seconds, moving well over terminal velocity,
Thanks to being propelled by exploding space beam.
which means his top velocity was approximately 37,000 miles per hour. Adding the spacesuit's weight to his own, this means his impact force must have equaled about 19 megatons of force.
okay, yeah.
Way more than anything after survived.
And then he just got up and walked away. Badass.
Indeed.
Jack was just too fast, too strong, too tough, and too well trained for Afro to handle.
The
Wow.
winner is Samurai Jack.
There we go.
Thanks for watching. If you guys want exclusive commentary on the episode, just click that little box right over there.
And if you want the battle music from this episode, you can get it by clicking the link in the description.
Oh, next time. Oh, Venom or Carnage, one of them. Oh, okay, yeah. Lucy, yeah, that'd be a good matchup. I wonder. I don't know. Kind of. It's been a while since I've seen that show, but my instinct is to go with Carnage, but I'm not really sure. I'm sure eventually someone will request that one. But yeah, there we go. Samurai Jack versus Afro Samurai. It was a good one, and that battle was pretty epic. I didn't really know which way it was going to go. I mean, I did kind of feel, even after they won everything, that maybe Jack still had the advantage, but I wasn't sure, because they did really go into the feats of Afro there, and it sounded like he was pretty impressive. Though they kind of left some of the details out, as they tend to do. They don't quite give you... I mean, they give you everything to kind of sort of set up their final... what they do at the end, where they kind of pull it all together. But they don't quite reveal what's going to be important exactly. And yeah, in this case, the laser wasn't quite as impressive as maybe they made it sound at first, because they didn't really talk about the distance. And yeah, just stuff like that. And just they didn't quite emphasize the fall from space to the extent that they really let that help them decide. But yeah, I mean, Jack just, if you look at that entire show, just how impressive he is over and over again. I'm not really surprised that he pulled this off. It's just, that's a character that's going to be hard to beat. He really is incredible, and he, yeah, I mean, especially if you count all of it, like the boulder and just that whole Jump Good episode, that, I mean, he doesn't even do that most of the time. I think that episode was only like brought up a couple times after it. But yeah, I guess you have to take it all into account. It is an episode, so it's got to be canon. But yeah, there we go. That was quite the showdown, and I'm pretty pleased with it. It was a good one. Definitely a fun battle. The battle was well animated. I mean, it did capture that Samurai Jack aesthetic well. I mean, it didn't really look like Afro Samurai at all, but when you have two different styles, you gotta kind of go with the easier one, I think. Besides, Jack would have looked weird in more anime style. I don't know. Maybe not. He'd probably look okay. But yeah. Well, there we go. Good video here. Fun death battle. I enjoyed it. Hope you liked the reaction. Let me know if you did, and see you in the next one.